Square.
What's up, homies?
There they are.
There we go. God, Jenny's got the posse. I love it. We are hanging out with our friends from Grey Wolf Barton Family Wines. We got the whole cast of characters up here, including Joe and Jenny Barton, proprietors. We got a chance to meet on the air for really the first time and taste some of his wines. Super excited to see the rise of Brad Ely, who's the winemaker over there.
The rise of
and
Brad
the fun
Ely.
stuff. Yeah, the fun stuff that he's doing over there.
Well, hello.
And then we met Barry White. Barry White is here. He's to my left here, right next to Jeremy.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Yeah, he's the general manager. And we got to say, we're very thankful to be broadcasting live every day at the California Mid-State Fair. Jeremy and I literally become like Templeton residents, thanks to our friends at Ventu Vineyards.
Me too.
Yeah, we got the accommodations, winemaker's loft. It's beautiful there. You can check out Ventu Vineyards for some beautiful either staycation, friends that are coming up here. Check out ventuvineyards.com. Click on lodging and see where the Cork Dorks have been living it up, because it is like 360 degrees vineyard views. It is very pretty.
No, it's beautiful, and it's in Templeton, and which is something you have to discover. I got to give a shout out to the folks at 15C Frosé all day. We just got the hookup. Everybody's got a frosé. Mm-hmm. All right, Brad, you just
Barry's got two.
This is his first frosé.
Very
Frosé Virgin right here. No more.
Frosé Virgin, check it out. So you're the winemaker, so break down this frosé. Give me some tasting notes and tell me what you think of this frosé.
Strawberries, cream, sweet deliciousness.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, everything summer
Refreshing.
should be and more.
Yep, we love it. We love the
Suspect this
frosé.
won't be your last.
Look at over here. Joji's over here making cocktails. Now, if you might know, behind Grey Wolf on the 46 West Side, they have the distillery, Crowbar Distillery, and we had them on Sunday when they took an award home, being paired up with the mixologist that won the Get Crafty competition. Joji, what are you putting together for us?
I'm playing around with some wine cocktails. So as we all know, the spirits world, the mixology world, there's a lot of fun stuff to be had, but there's also a way to put spirits and wine together and make something that's an everyday cocktail that's easy to put together and is pretty much at your beck and call at any moment. So I'm putting together a little bit of a kind of a verve on a gimlet. So I'm finishing up the gimlet shakeout right now. I'm going to put a little floater of something on there that you guys will really appreciate. It's really good tasting.
Okay, cool. And the gimlet's what, gin-based, right?
Yeah, gin-based lime juice gin, and we've actually added a little bit of the Yes Cocktail product, our lavender honey syrup. Adds a little bit more freshness, really brings the aromatic bouquet, and then we're going to top it off with a little bit of California Love to give it not only a little bit of style, but also a little bit of freshness. And a little bit of that kind of, the same idea that we're talking about with wine, we're talking about with spirits, the liveliness, that kind of summertime angle.
That's so cool.
We'll put it at the end.
I can't wait to try these. I mean, of course, we had these guys over there in the tent on Sunday during the Get Crafty cocktail competition.
I got to taste every one of those cocktails.
I mean, come on, the cocktail game that you guys have brought. I mean, now they're not just, they're in Paso Robles, they're in San Luis Obispo. They've got a cocktail lounge there. They make you drinks. They got some great food made by Chef Mark. They're right next to CCB. And, I'm really excited to see where this goes for you guys, because, I mean, the cocktails I had the other night, fantastic. We had some, activated ash. Is that what that was? And
Charcoal.
vodka?
Yeah,
Charcoal, not ash.
activated carbon along with lemon juice and vodka, I believe. Jonathan's doing some pretty amazing stuff over there, and I will say this is not something of their caliber. I won't lie to you. I'm not the mixologist that the crew is, but I'm really putting out a heavy effort right now.
I'm going to say it looks pretty good at this point in time.
I'm trying. I really am trying. I'm an armchair mixologist is probably the best way to put it. How many we got?
You were pretty intense
1,
at about
2,
8
3,
a.m.
4,
yesterday
5,
morning
6.
making
So
these.
I got 4. I got 2 more to go. This is a lot of work. Now, so
I know.
So literally,
bigger, shaker.
when you see bartenders,
Well, I got to tell you, what they do? They batch it. So they make 4, they make 3 or 4 in one shaker, and then they pour it out.
yeah, I know. I'm not that skilled. Obviously, that goes without saying. But no, I mean that's kind of the thing, which is funny. Is you want to harp on your bartender. Can you have 2 more glasses, honey?
So, I mean,
You want to harp on your bartender and be like, where's my cocktail? You'd be like, dude, this is actually really hard, so stop being a
let me
jerk."
ask you this. Can I come out and do a wine and a cocktail experience or a spirit tasting experience? Can I mix the Crowbar with the Barton family?
What do you think about that, Jenny? How do we do that?
We have it in the back. So when you come, yes, you can have lunch, you can have a paired experience, and then you can visit Crowbar in the back. You can do a tasting, and we're also doing cocktails out
I mean, I know I can walk there and do it, but I mean, do you guys offer packages, I guess, is what I should should have asked. Or
Well, you probably have to
if you
delineate
buy a
it where you
bottle
go,
of this,
right? Like
I mean,
there's
it's
a
all
lot
the
of
same property, so
Yeah.
you know what's in Crowbar is supposed to stay back in Crowbar. What's
Right.
up front, but
and that's liquor laws and all that kind of
Exactly,
stuff.
yeah.
So, do they get to come out in that new fancy little glass patio area, or do they have their own?
for Crowbar,
Yeah.
they have their own patio area
Okay.
that we have in the back.
cool.
And you get food back there and do all that kind of stuff. What do
You can, but you can do the food experience. So we have paired experiences back at Crowbar as
Yeah.
well.
Do you get a lot of people talking to you about that, Barry, when you're there?
Yes. Yeah, we're fortunate that we've got both experiences. You just got to be real careful, like Jenny said, in terms of liability and the liquor laws and things. But everything's so close to each other, and the patio at the Crowbar in the back there is beautiful. The views out there are incredible, kind of down over Dark Star and looking across, down Anderson. So it's we're fortunate to have several nice patios and spots where you can enjoy both.
Now, Barry, I think it was built since you were there, but I mean, there's this brand new area that was built right behind the tasting room.
Yep.
That's indoors. This is for club members.
Yeah, it's a members' lounge, but we haven't kind of landed on what the long-term name will be. But the idea here is that we, now as we're starting to open up again, that you can rent it for birthday parties. We got a number of rehearsal dinners on the books and things now. So beautiful spot back there, has its own private patio outside, so you can kind of rent the whole area and enjoy it for private functions.
We talk about growth a little bit here, Joe. What did that used to be?
Oh. A lot of places like that. Yeah, that was the patio area was pretty much my front yard. So
Mom's house.
Mom's house. So yeah, we've definitely upgraded the facility to facilitate all the people that want to have fun times at Grey Wolf and Barton Family Vineyards.
Look how
Gotta be
beautiful
called,
this wine is. You talk about you
Well,
don't have
we're
a
about to
cocktail
have
game.
A wedding there too.
Oh, are you
I
really?
want to ask Brad about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're doing it, huh?
Winemaker Brad's getting married.
I am indeed.
You
Yeah,
want
it's
some
coming
advice?
along.
Just let her do whatever she wants.
That's the plan.
Yeah, good for you. You're a smart guy. Cheers. Here, let's do this one.
Look at these. These look
Cheers,
great,
brother.
Joji.
All right, so
Fancy.
with
Look at that
all
little
of,
wine floater. Wow.
that's good.
with all my effort and all of my good mixology,
Oh,
I
wow.
came up with something I don't have actually have a name for. But what's cool about it, and what I really love about this kind of ideology with wine and spirits, is that with the weight of the wine compared to the weight of the alcohol and the lime juice, it's a little heavier, so that's why it floats. So it's kind of like, hey, when we used to have the Mexican flag shot back in the day at Bulls or something.
I just took one of those last weekend. I was in Mexico, though.
Wait, your training behind this came from Bulls.
Yeah, I get Billy Hill some pops right there, for getting me through college.
Hand me the wine and the spirit that you put in here real
Yeah,
quick.
so
You
we
got
got
through college on bull sweats?
yeah, maybe, probably more than I want to admit to. Sorry, Mom.
This smells great. This is really good. So will you do these? I mean, can we do these? Do we do something like
Dang,
these?
that is tasty.
It's really good.
Props to me.
Yeah.
Pretty?
I
know.
really. I'm not a cocktail guy, and I'm really super proud of myself.
Great job.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. So, that's kind of the fun. That's the gamesmanship of it. That's like the fun thing to watch everybody with that kind of gamesmanship mentality of, making something cool, making something interesting. But also, too, the flavor profile, because you get that acidity and the freshness of the gin, but then you add a decent amount of wine on there, and it's a little heavier, it's a little bit more viscous, so it actually starts to like Jeremy. Remember when it's
a wine glass. What the hell is that?
What did he do? He swished it up.
It's a habit.
But look at how pretty it is.
So,
Don't get lost in
but
that.
Jeremy, when we were doing those wine cocktails, I came up with this yesterday, and I think when we were going through all those cocktails, that competition, remember it was about balance and the spirit coming through, being but also too all the textures coming through. So this was kind of the my little creation on the backside of that.
Yeah, and if you don't swirl it, it stays. But I swirled it. Look at Barry's; it's perfect.
I got the perfect floater.
Yeah. Great job.
Just the perfect technique on drinking a cocktail, Barry, out of a wine glass.
Years of practice.
Yes.
But the fun thing is, that's what I wanted to do here today was really kind of bring in that idea of, a lot of the distilleries and wineries, we're really trying to partner with each other, not just in-house, but also out-of-house as far as, bringing the consciousness of the distillery world and, building that industry here, not dissimilar to what the wine industry built here and the brewery culture. We got such a killer, grassroots, alcoholic beverage culture here.
Well, yeah. From
that
cider
yeah.
to, you think of what Neil Collins is doing, and then even you guys are branching out and doing vermouths and
I brought
aperitif white wines.
I brought the aperitif, which
Cool.
I'll do this in another one. So the Bittersweet Symphony, with the white wine aperitif, and this is more of a, not even like a super fresh one. This is more like on the boundary of digestif liqueur, texture to it. And I'm going to put that into more of a kind of in the glass sangria on our next cocktail. But I also too want us to try it separately so you can kind of see that this world of wine. And Brad and I always talk is like when we talk to aperitifs, when you go to France and especially when you go to Europe, that's in the culture. You start off with an aperitif. You start off with something that's fresh and has some kind of bittering flavors to kind of enhance the meal. I mean, it's a sit-down meal. And Brad, I know you have
in France it's pastis, and it gets you started for everything. I mean, it makes your meal taste better. It makes your appetite stronger. Lets you eat a little more.
Yeah.
And then when you've had too much, you get the digestif.
Yeah, bring you back into the game. Yeah. Wake you back up.
And then you can go out till clubs till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Can we talk about this for a minute? This is really important because we're not all going. Well, I mean, maybe Brad, but I don't think the rest of us are really going to clubs anymore. I mean, I know Jenny still probably go to some clubs, but most of us aren't going to clubs anymore. So, but we still want to go out and have a nice dinner, and we want to have cocktails afterwards. And sometimes you just have too much dinner, and you're sitting there, and you're just like, man, I was planning on going to having a couple of cocktails. You throw that digestif down, and in 30 minutes, you're like a brand new person.
Well, it's like the compartment. I mean, most of that's kind of structured around the bittering component, which is like gentian root, dandelion, wormwood, which is the traditional vermouth bittering profile, Angostura, a lot of barks, cherry bark.
But this sounds delicious.
Bark,
wormwood, bark.
There's so many out there. There's walnut barks. I mean, there's this whole repertoire of old school recipes that have been passed down for years. And the funny thing is that originally it was probably to really actually extend the life of whatever beverage they started with. You're like, I had this wine, it started to turn. Well, let's start throwing all this stuff in here, and maybe we can extend the life. But then they found out there was more of a kind of apothecary type of opportunity there.
And that's where you learn. Like the monks were doing this forever ago. That's where like Fernet Branca came from. And
medicine, bro.
Yeah, it literally was. And you think of like, I mean, it's so funny because I remember the first time I tasted Fernet, and it's kind of like a rich man's Jaeger, and it's kind of an acquired taste after if you've never had it before. But you could feel the way Jeremy's describing at a restaurant, like, oh my God, roll my ass out of here. But you take a Fernet shot, and then 15 minutes later, you're like, oh my God, I feel better.
I feel a lot better.
I mean, how do you think they got through malaria? Gin.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's medicine.
Yeah.
And we drink it, and now we smoke it.
It's very true, And Barry, probably from the Scottish background, there's probably a lot of other, Scottish apothecary type of liqueurs and whatnot that were available.
Well, we just had one the other day, actually. We had a little after-dinner drambuie.
Oh, drambuie.
What is drambuie?
Drambuie, you take a blend of single malts, pour a nice shot of honey in there, and then it's just a whole bunch of different herbs and botanicals, and
Sounds wretched.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It was terrible.
Is it acquired to taste, or what is it?
No, it's terrible. I mean, after 7 or 8, we stopped.
We're here at the California Mid-State Fair. It's Mission Square. We're hanging out with Barton Family Grey Wolf. We just had a little cocktail from mixologist Joe Barton from Crowbar as well. And we hope you can come by and hang out tonight. Kenny Taylor Band.
Yeah.
Stick around. Coming up here.